after applying the Plaguebearer Flesh and the Dark Angel Screen contrast paints, I'm ready to go into the edge highlighting step. This is how I edge highlight my Highfleet Nihilus. I have Dark Angel Screen contrast base coat, and then I will edge highlight Lauren Forest over it, this one. So what I will do is I will take a little bit of paint from my brush, and then I will give this edge a coat of Lauren Forest, like this. It doesn't have to be really uniform, just most of the edge has to be covered. And I always put the Lauren Forest on the bottom edge as well. Okay, and then I will just paint patterns like this, like elongated triangles. They don't have to be all the same. Those are organic miniatures, so they're all a little bit different. And on the barrel of the gun, for example, I will go along like this. And then I will also change the direction of the miniature, so it's easier to edge highlight this one. And then that makes it easier to get that side of the panel. And that I also hit the top, whatever they called, little knobs here. And then I turn it around, some more water on the brush, and I make sure that I have a fine tip on my brush, and then I will lay down a pattern like this. Different lengths like this. Alright, like this. Okay, so this is edge highlighted now. And the second step is a 50-50 mixture of Lauren Forest and Yriel Yellow. So with the next step, I put smaller markings inside of the first ones. And I'm edge highlighting this like so. I concentrate on the top area, so I'm not going all the way down there. So the first highlight can stay on that one. And also I always brush a little bit of paint out so that it's not as much paint on the brush. So I turn it around like this. And then I'll give it, sometimes I have to brush it off with my finger before it is dry, like that. And then I will do that on this. I'll also not 100% go along. I'll leave something out on the bottom here, so it looks like the light is touching it from the top. And so this side is edge highlighted, and you can see the direct comparison of this side with the other side. So that's what it looks like without the edge highlight. And that's what it looks like after. I think it looks great. But it's a little bit fiddly sometimes. And you have to try it out a little bit. Honestly, when I'm not filming, mine look better in my opinion. So this is the one I filmed with, and this is the one without. I think the one on the right looks a little bit better, but you can almost not see any difference. If you have one step away from them on when they are standing on the table, you can almost see no difference on them. This is what it looks like fully edge highlighted, so I do the same thing on the legs. I would go with the Lauren Forest highlight. I would go along this edge here, and this edge here. There's not enough paint on the brush. So go along like this. And then go down the whole length of the foot. And then I go around like this. Do that here. Do the same thing here. And then I put the markings on the top. And then I put smaller markings with the brighter color inside. And that's pretty much it. And you do that thing all around. I do less on the bottom of the miniature because honestly nobody can see that anyway. So I will just focus on the light edges that you can see from the back, for example, like this carapace here. But I will not add the markings to this or to the underside of the of the carapace because nobody can see it anyway. Look at this. Can't see it. And then after that, I usually do a final highlight. You can see this gun is not as bright as this one. Maybe I left some black undercoating here. But I'll go in with the pure Yriel and yellow and then give it a little bit of an edge highlight there and there. A little bit on this edge, a little bit on this edge, and a little bit here. And I will also do that after the carapace is finished. I will do that on the back here on those 3 spikes here, and a little bit on this one, on this one, on this one, on this one. And that will be my Yriel yellow step. You can see I just did a little tiny bit on here, and just the points on the back here. And I have done 4 of the 6 biovores now to this step, so they are fully painted by the way by this step. I think about from this to this it takes 1 hour. So I think painting the miniature from pure base coat to this stage takes less than 1 hour, and I think this takes 1 hour. I have to measure that exactly how long that it takes to paint it like this, but I think this is less than 1 hour, and from this to this is about 1 hour. I maybe get faster in the future, but when I stopped the time, it was 58 minutes to this stage, and sometimes I miss a spot, so it's about an hour. So finishing up these 2 will take me 2 hours. And here we can have a look at the time lapse, what it looks like painting all of this in a row. That is split up in different sections, so I've not done that in one session, but you can almost see the paint dry even on the wet palette here. And me using all of the paint up, you can also see that's pretty funny. And yeah, all of the 6 edge highlighted, and next step now. What I do is put it on this and then only touch the handle, put the material on top here, and then spread it around and put a little bit of blobs in the middle. Definitely where that little, where the attachment point is, when they make the bases, there's like sometimes a little bit of an attachment point in the middle. That is like an indentation, so I put some stuff in there, and I'm not being stingy with this stuff. I just slap it on. I check the base rim a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit messy here, but I might, yeah, I'll wipe this away. Fine here. It's fine here as well. Then I go wash my hands because I don't want to touch the miniature with these fingers. And then I will take the miniature, clean fingers, check again, yeah. Then I will take the miniature, wipe a little bit of the stuff off. Then I will paint the bottom side here, like this. So that when I put it on the base, there's something it can grab onto. And there's not a third one, so this will not work. I should have put something on the leg on the other side, but it's too late now. So I have to follow through with this. Okay. Paint this with that texture paste all the way around, like that. So it's all the way around. A little bit more maybe on the bottom here and here. And I will stick it on the base. I might try to put something back here as well. I'll try to put a piece of cork and some super glue. That's a bad idea to do that one-handed. I will just to put some super glue on top of that, see if it works or not. And stick this thing in, and then put this on the base, and then put the little foot on that piece of cork. And that was a terrible idea. Should not knock that over, that would be really bad. Put some super glue on the foot. And then, I don't know, what am I doing? And then some baking soda. Oh, baking soda will stick to that. No baking soda. No baking soda today. And then I will wipe this a little bit off and then spread it around here and just glue it over the, put it over the super glue, whatever. Okay, all 6 are done. Hopefully it worked. Let's hope it's not a strategy, boys and girls. Sometimes you just have to try to see what happens. Okay, let's close this up and then clean my brushes and then I'm done. Let's try this out. These have dried for 5-6 hours now. And I think this should do it. This is pretty solid. They don't move at all. Yeah, surprisingly good. Next one. Side there, so I'll just get that away, take that away with my finger like this. It's probably easier when it's still wet. As you can see, it is still moving a little bit. Yeah. So, yeah. Not a good idea fondling around with this already. So I will add some super glue to the bottom here. Yeah. Some super glue here, some super glue here. And then some super glue here as well. Yeah, some of the legs didn't stick, so I had to glue them down with super glue and then put some baking soda to solidify that. The base rims were not clean, so I had to scratch some of the texture paste off. And yeah, all over problems with that stuff. The method is really good with the texture paste, and then gluing that down didn't really work with those small little tiny legs they have. But you can put super glue and a little bit baking soda in it to solidify it up. And have to be careful with the texture paste not to touch any part of the model that you don't want the texture to be on. So here I scattered some of the base ready material on the base already, and then I'm dripping some basing sealant on that. So that's a 1:5:1 mixture of 1 part PVA glue, 5 parts water, and 1 part is isopropyl alcohol. And the isopropyl alcohol helps to make it seep into all of the recesses, so that breaks the surface tension of the mixture. And I added, instead of 5 parts water, I have 4 parts water and 1 part matte medium, but I don't think this is necessary. I could have just used water as well. Okay, this is the most satisfying step by far. Painting the base rims black. Just gives you a sense of accomplishment when you do this. At least that's what it feels like for me. Oh yeah. I'm not sure, maybe 1 or 2 coats. Probably 2 coats will be enough. Trims just need to be black. Are they called trims or rims? I don't know. I usually say rims. Base rims. They have to be black, guys. Folks, base trims. They have to be black. There's no other choice, unfortunately for you. If you use any other paint, you're wrong. And everything has been base rimmed black, and now just a clear matte coat to have a unified color, and anything that's glossy is knocked down to be matte, and then the miniatures are fully done. So let's look at the end result we have here. Yeah, so you can see 6 of them are done. 300 points. So finally, man, those took me a long time to edge highlight. 6 hours edge highlighting only. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, but the end result is really nice, and that's what they all look next to each other. 3 Metaceptors, 6 biovores. And I will see you next week. Bye bye!